This morning, you may be starting your car for the first time since the holiday weekend. Now, if you're having trouble starting it, the bitter cold may be to blame, especially if you park out on the streets.
Yeah, I park in my driveway, so I totally get it. Our Sydney Stallworth is joining us live from our 5 on Your Side garage. And Sydney, I know that you've been checking in with local mechanics about the uptick in battery problems that they're seeing.
Michelle, Rennie, that is exactly right. Now, luckily, it seems like we are in good shape here in the 5 on Your Side garage. Our car's starting up, but I did check in with the local shop. They say that they've been seeing a surge in battery calls because of this bitter cold. Now, one of the things they want you to do is be mindful of the signs that your car should be showing you already, that you could potentially have battery problems that'll be, of course, exacerbated by this cold winter weather. Take a look at your battery. Always check it. Check for leakage or any corrosion. AAA says that that's really, really important. You also want to even check things like your headlights. If they're looking dim, you want to make sure that you go ahead and bring it in and get your battery checked before you end up getting stuck. And God forbid you've had to have your car jumped recently. That definitely lets you know that you'd be dealing with a battery issue. And of course, these below freezing temperatures just make things worse. We're breaking down why that is and the difference between what kind of car you have and what battery issues you'll be facing this morning. Go ahead and take a look. Now, if you have a gas-powered car, AccuWeather reports at 32 degrees, a gas car battery can lose about 35% of its power. For electric vehicles, it's even worse. It can lose up to 41% of its charging range. That's because those EVs also use heat to power up, and that soaks out the power of the battery. I spoke with the owner of Everything Automotive in St. Louis, and he says they've been getting calls for dead batteries left and right because of the extreme cold.
But yeah, a battery does have water inside of it. You know, it's got acid that keeps that water from freezing, but it does have water inside of it. So when it gets to these cold temperatures, that really affects the capacity of the battery. You know, since the cold cranking amps, it has a certain rating for each car. It could really drop the cold cranking amps a whole lot when it's this cold out.
That's certainly true. So I asked him about the other types of cars. He says that with hybrid batteries, they're seeing a lot fewer issues than with those fully electric cars. Now, what should you do in order to try to keep your battery intact this morning? Go ahead and take a look. What you want to do is make sure that you're monitoring, of course, what your battery is looking like. If you drive a gas car like this one, park in a garage like we're parked this morning if you can. Use a battery blanket to cover up your battery and keep it warm. And even do things like take it in to get checked before that winter weather comes. Now, if you have an EV, you want to be careful because NBC reports that heat pump-based HVAC systems and warming up your car while it's plugged in might be able to save you a nightmare. Now, as I did talk to this local mechanic, he tells me that there are other issues that people are facing. One of them is completely avoidable. You might not even think about it. In our next half hour, I'll tell you what it is and how you can avoid a trip to the shop. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Sydney.